Yeah, we're back with another video. We got when corrupt cops realize they've been caught. We get straight into the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's go.
They hurt. Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to have cuffs on?
You've heard of criminals resisting arrest in the most hilarious ways, but guess what? Cops under arrest are no better. Corrupt cops who get arrested by their own teammates kick up just as much fuss as any other hooligan out there. Watch as we show you what happens when corrupt cops realize they've been caught. Sheriff James Lujan. It was a calm summer morning in Rio Arriba County when a squad of cars showed up to surround Sheriff James Lujan's home just as he was leaving for work. All dressed up in his sheriff's uniform, he was on his way to work when a squad of cars surrounded his house, and out came two of his deputies to arrest him. Under Sheriff Trujillo pulls up at the scene. Watch his face to arrest him. Under Sheriff Trujillo pulled uniform. He was on his way to work when a squad of cars surrounded his house, and out came two of his deputies to arrest him. Under Sheriff Trujillo pulls up at the scene. Watch his confusion as he tries to get to the scene, but is blocked by the FEDD.
You doing now?
Executing a search warrant. Sheriff Lujan.
Search warrant for him or?
For the building as well. I have no idea.
Watch how Lujan's trusty undersheriff got out of his truck ready to take care of whatever mess the sheriff has got himself into. But that's not gonna happen. Not on this officer's watch.
No, I can't have you enter the scene.
You guys are man.
The officers have Lujan detained in handcuffs. He tries to talk to his friend and tells him he has no idea what is going on. The officers yank him back and tell him to not move around. Lujan throws a fit about the press, picturing him in handcuffs. They take him to the opposite side of his truck.
They got the press out here taking pictures of me in handcuffs.
Quite an actor, isn't he? If he had pursued that career, maybe he wouldn't be in the position he is right now. But then again, a leopard doesn't change its spots. The cops needed the dramatic sheriff to stand in the doorway safe from the press. But the man was incapable of cooperating. He kept whining that the handcuffs hurt and called the whole thing ridiculous.
Keep him up there.
Hold on, we have press.
Keep him up there.
Come over here, sir.
Keep him up there.
Sheriff,
Go.
go.
What are you
Stop,
doing? Stay out here.
You would think a sheriff would know how these things work, but this man's worse than some criminals we've seen. Apparently, the cops are still too tight.
Sheriff, those are loose.
Stick your finger in there. Can you stick your finger in there? Yes, I can. Well, they hurt.
What a baby. After searching his home, two police officers come out. They explain to him that they have a warrant for his iPhone, and he needs to open it. You can bet this man has something to hide because as soon as this is said, he throws a tantrum about the handcuffs again. Grow
What do
up,
you do?
dude. How much can they even hurt?
So, I'm going to read the stipulation.
Can you take these handcuffs off? They hurt. They hurt. Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to have cuffs on? They hurt.
We'll take them off in a minute. This won't take long.
The police officer explains that he has been detained, not arrested, and if
Hate seeing ads? Here's how to get rid of them, or get paid to see them. Do you know how much of the content you see on a daily basis?
he just opens his phone for the officer, he can go free. All he needed to do was put his passcode in himself and let the officer have his phone. Easy enough, right? Not for Sheriff Lujan. In a classic crook move, he invokes his right to an attorney.
I have a right to an attorney, correct?
You do.
Okay.
And I'm not questioning you.
I'm invoking my
telling-
right to
I'm
an attorney
telling-
right now.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
So, take him in.
This leaves the sheriff confused, but the officer in charge explains that he's being arrested for obstruction of justice. They start steering him towards the police car, but he calls out to his friends and tells them that the police are booking him even though he isn't obstructing justice. He tries to resist, but the police drag him to the car. The police proceed to body search him for dangerous weapons. He tells them he doesn't have any, but which police officer worth his salt would just take a detained criminal's word on it. Bet you thought he wouldn't complain about his handcuffs again. Well, you thought wrong.
Against department policy.
Well, it's tighter than hell. They hurt.
Sheriff, those are very, very loose.
Really?
Step up.
On the other side, the undersheriff has called for backup, and he and his team of deputies are stirring up
Hey.
trouble. It's a turf war at this point. The undersheriff wants them to leave, but the police officers tell him to mind his business and that they will leave when they are ready to. They roll out and take the sheriff to the police station. Michael Kyle Dunn. The case
What
of
you
the
do?
drunk driving chief deputy of Northwest Arkansas isn't as exciting
They ain't gonna explain.
as the sheriff's. Rather, this is one of regret. One summer
Still
day,
curious.
while making his rounds, police trooper Michael Valentine sees a Jeep swerving left and right. He immediately starts following it and notes every time he touches the yellow line or goes off-road.
Touching the yellow line twice, touching the white line. Yeah. Yellow line again.
The way the Jeep is roaming all over the road is a recipe for disaster. The trooper turns on his siren and gives it a little chase until the driver pulls his Jeep up for inspection. This is where it gets weird. Watch as the driver just mumbles incoherently, cluing the trooper in on what the actual problem is.
Hello. I'm Trooper Valentine, Arkansas State Police. Stopped because you look like you're having trouble controlling your vehicle. All right, what's going on?
A lot. I got
Your arm? Okay, where is it? Huh? It's on your chest? Huh? Been drinking a little? Yeah. Okay.
Looks like the driver is as drunk as a skunk. He says his arms are the problem and that they're on his chest. I sure hope the man wasn't driving with no hands. At this point, the trooper is sure the man has had a few drinks, and he confirms he has. The trooper asks for his driver's license and asks him to step out of the car, and finds out that he's a chief deputy. He tells him he should know better.
If you are impaired, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay?
Okay.
Because it's not, it wasn't my choice, whatever you've done. And, you know, my job's gonna be on the line just like yours is, okay? You got gum in your mouth?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's one honest trooper right there. He's not giving the chief deputy a pass because of his station and is following protocol. He calls him back to his car to test his alcohol level. This is where he shows his first bit of reluctance. The deputy has crossed the state lines. So instead of Arkansas, the trooper now has to take the drunk deputy all the way to Boone. This puts the deputy in a bad mood, and he asks the trooper to give him a break. It's a solid no from his side.
Like I said, it's not my choice.
Can't give me a break, man.
You know I can't. Absolutely can't. It's on camera. I can't do anything about it. I've got family out here on this highway. I'm sure you do too. I do smell, I mean, I could smell some odor of intoxicants, all right? Of course, you've admitted to me that you've had something to drink. It's on camera. You're driving. So
At this point, the trooper tells the deputy everything's on camera, and he smacks his head as if things just went out of his control. He tells the trooper that he could lose his badge for this, but the trooper straightforwardly says it's not his fault. This guy's not giving any sympathy to the drunk driver, and isn't this one of the best things we've seen all day?
Seriously.
I can't do that. I can't, without testing you, yes, seriously. You know that I have no discretion when it comes to DWI.
used to be.
No, it's not. We've got cameras, we've got everything else. It's not like it used to be.
It's soon clear to him that the trooper isn't going to budge from his stance, and instead of taking the test, the drunk deputy chooses to go to jail. The first thought that comes to his mind is of his wife being mad at him when she finds out. The trooper isn't sympathetic at all and tells him she's gonna find out anyway, so it's better if you call her to pick your car up from the roadside.
So do you have someone you can call? Okay, well go ahead and get them on the phone, okay? Phone in your truck?
Yeah.
Well, I know you don't want to, but like I said, I don't want to either.
Normally, when someone is caught doing something wrong, they can at least pretend to be remorseful. This drunk deputy acts as if he's doing the trooper a favor by complying with the standard protocol. He has the audacity to tell the trooper this is all bullshit when the trooper's doing him the professional courtesy of changing protocol so he isn't cuffed behind his back.
All right, I will do the professional courtesy if you want. I can just cuff you in the front, sit you in the back of my car. You want to do that? Or you'd rather have them behind your back?
Cuff me. Seriously?
Like I said, it's policy.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You want me to follow policy?
I think it's bullshit, by the way, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get my pills out of there. I have to have them.
Okay, what are they for?
They both wait for the deputy's wife to come get the Jeep. The deputy sullenly tells the trooper he doesn't think he's drunk enough to be arrested, and the trooper reminds him that he could always take the test. That shuts him right up. After a pause, he tried to make his case to the deputy again, telling him that 15 years of his life devoted to law enforcement would go down the drain with this one offense.
15 years law enforcement?
I don't know. Like I said, I've got just what was on the camera there, a little bit of your driving.
Reminiscing about the old days won't get you off, deputy. That trooper is one tough cookie. The deputy's wife arrives. The trooper drives off for Boone County, where the deputy gets sentenced to 1 year in jail and an $800 fine. You'd think the people who enforce the law would know the law, but that's not the case for these corrupt cops. The now former Pinellas County's deputy sheriff, Shelby Alace Coniglio, was seen recklessly driving on a busy road and was immediately pulled over by Officer Kristen Higgins. As soon as she was pulled over, she played the deputy card, expecting to be let go.
Well, I'm a deputy, but
well, that's why I'm asking. Do you have any weapons on you?
I live right there.
Do you have some kind of ID or anything on you?
My ID is not here, but I'm a Pinellas County deputy.
Okay.
Higgins was having none of that and proceeded to ask her the routine questions. She asked for any type of identification, and Coniglio just kept repeating that she was a Pinellas County deputy with a smile. I think she wanted the officer to take the hint and let her go.
Do you have your registration with your name on it or anything?
Well, this car is not mine, so...
Okay. Do you have anything with your name on it? Can I see your driver's license?
Sure.
Do you have your work ID?
No, it's at home in my cruiser.
Okay.
A female officer came over to talk to her. Coniglio pretended as if she wasn't rashly driving. If you think she didn't name drop her designation once more, think again. She told this new officer she was a deputy and she just wanted to go home. The female officer left to check some details with Officer Higgins, leaving her with a male officer. This is where Coniglio's true nature came out and her whole demeanor changed.
I could get out, I could get in. I mean, you could come in.
No.
I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever it
you're
is.
good.
I live at that light right there. So if you want to hang out, if you don't want to hang out.
Eventually, they ask her to exit the car for some routine tests. This just made her show even more attitude to the cops. Like she can't believe that she of all people has to go through this. Officer Higgins tells her to prove she's safe to drive, and they'll let her go scot-free.
I don't have a choice. It's
Yes,
the
you
same for
do.
anybody else.
No, yes, you do.
I can't treat anybody any differently.
Yes, you would.
After a lot of arguments where she refused to get tested and made Officer Higgins repeat herself, she relents. She is annoyed that Officer Higgins thinks she is impaired and asks the other officer if she's new and gets a kick by lording over people. She tries her best to get the male officer to agree with the fact that she should be getting preferential treatment because she's a deputy. But no one agrees, and they all tell her to try the sobriety test.
Need help? Careful. All right. Sammy, you come up?
Needless to say, she doesn't do well on the test, and Officer Higgins reads Coniglio her rights. Officer Higgins asks a couple of questions, and Coniglio's answers are all over the place. She is now being extremely rude and outright lies that she didn't have anything to drink. This is the last straw, and Officer Higgins handcuffs Coniglio and puts her in the back of the police car. Justice has been served to this snobby deputy. John A. Chu, you know what's worse than overspeeding in a suburban area? Being drunk and overspeeding in a suburban area. On April 27, the police received a call from a concerned citizen about a black Chevrolet truck that was overspeeding and recklessly driving. The police followed the truck, and its dangerous swerving was caught on camera for all to see. They stopped the car, and the man inside was a New Jersey police lieutenant. The officer in charge informed the station, but did not back down from duty just because it was a fellow officer.
Hey, LT. So we had the erratic driver call on you. I guess Nucius had some observation. We have to handle this like anything else. He's gonna ask you to step out. We already talked to Lieutenant Prioli. All right. He's gonna make sure you're safe to operate the vehicle.
I drive half a mile.
I understand, but everything's recorded now, sir. You know that. We got to handle it how we have to handle it. It's.
You can see the entitlement of Lieutenant John Chu as he told the police officers that this was nothing and that they should let it go. He refuses to acknowledge the officers at first, looking straight ahead, as if ignoring his problems will make them go away. Not today, Lieutenant. The officers get him to step out of the car and do some sobriety tests.
Hands together, feet down at your side. You're gonna raise either leg of your choice. Keep your foot parallel to the ground. And you're gonna count. 1001, 1002, 1003. While you're counting, I want you to look down to your toe. Keep both knees locked out. You understand?
You know what?
Hold on, so, LT. You don't want to complete the tests?
No, I don't.
Okay. You want to give it? You don't want to complete the test, sir?
No.
All right.
The lieutenant doesn't complete the tests, and the ones he did complete, he failed. The man was absolutely hammered with an alcohol count of 0.36%. Despite the lieutenant's seniority, the officers tell him they have no choice but to bring him in. But he just stands there trying to intimidate them, and suddenly he asks the most absurd question.
Find that out. You know that. You can find out. I don't know who called. I do not know, but you know you'll be able to find that out.
Despite his insistence that he gets that the officers are right, he just plain refuses to go back to the PD. Then he asks for extra time, knowing that no officer can do that.
Sir, you know we cannot do that. Everything is, sir, everything's on
No, I
camera.
get it. I totally get it.
See, people are starting to drive by. LT, let's get you out of here, okay? Can you come with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go in the back of Mike's car. We'll get you out of here. Make sure
you know
you're
what?
safe. What's up? I can't let you get in the car. You know that.
Well, then you drive it.
Well, if you have someone on scene, we can get it. I see Mr. Eccles here. We can try to get him to
drive my truck home, please.
His keys are in it. We'll handle that. LT, we'll handle that. All right. Do front and search him. Okay. Don't put him in the back. I'm saying you can cuff him in the front. Hey, Rob.
Finally, one of the officers take the drunk lieutenant back to the police car. But again, the lieutenant wants special treatment, and he sits up front.
We're not going to cuff you in the back, okay? We're going to do it in the front, all right?
You serious?
Sir, you understand this. You would hate to be in our position too. John, please, please, John. Please, John. John, please. We'll get you the help you need. Let's just, come on. You know we don't want to do this to you. All right, well, we gotta get you. We gotta get this process up. People are starting to come. We're all gonna get. You know what?
You know what?
Other people
John,
responding out
tell
here.
me what you,
Sir, I would like you.
Just
This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna get you behind this door so no one sees. Mike's gonna put the cuffs on you in the back.
No, there's no cops.
Yeah, what it's do. We have policies and procedures. Let me call the LT. Just you can shut the door for now. Oh man.
Poor guy. All he's trying to do is his job, but the lieutenant on a power trip is making everything harder for him. He sits in the back seat, but refuses to be cuffed. The officer even tries to get official permission to do him the professional courtesy, but rules are rules.
We have to in the front. We'll do it right here. Don't have to do it behind your back. Okay? Please please cooperate
John,
with us.
come on.
John, we don't want this to turn into anything more. You know that. We don't want it, but we cannot lose our jobs. You understand, sir? You're my first sergeant. Thank you.
They towed the drunk lieutenant's car away and read him the Miranda rights. Check out the officer's official statement. It never ceases to amaze us at what lengths some people go to when they think they have the power to do so. What a tyrant. Thankfully, both officers were able to do their jobs properly and face no danger to their jobs. Oscar Mayorga. Every cop has the motto of protect and serve, but this one missed the memo. It seemed he had his own code, to protect and to swerve. Oscar Mayorga of the Apopka Police Department is one of the most baffling cases in this list. Like most of the cops above, he was also caught drunk driving. But what made his case special was that the officer decided to drive drunk in his police car. When the officer stopped his car and he stepped out, you could see that the man was as drunk as a sailor. He could barely open his eyes, much less walk straight. His excuse, he took medicine for his seizures.
What's going on, man?
You got my seizures, I act up.
Okay, do you need a EMS?
No. Here, let's just lean against my car real quick, all right? All right, right here. It may get a little hot and smell the car.
The witnesses who called the police are also on the scene, and as the police officer questions them, it's clear how absolutely dangerous this man was behind the wheel.
Yeah, Center Street and Firewood.
Yes, sir.
All over the road, stopping in the middle of the street, off the road, running stop signs, a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
With this guy. And I tried to call the Apopka PD, of course, they say they closed. So we just called 911, I guess, it went to you guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure other people was probably calling you.
Okay.
But,
yeah, we got a call.
Yeah, he could be having a medical condition, but he was asleep. We passed by his car, he was asleep.
He was asleep? When did you pass by his car?
Right over here at Center and Firewood.
Okay.
We turned the corner. He was coming this way. We turned the corner because we kind of lost him.
All right.
But I have everything on video.
You do? Would you be able to email that to one of our officers?
Yeah, the guy just gave me a card here.
Perfect. That email is on at the erap@ci.eustis.fl.us would be a good email to send that to.
Yes.
Would you guys also like to write a statement of what you saw?
I'll make sure I want to write a statement. Okay. But the guy needs some help.
Yes, sir, I agree.
The police officer searches Oscar's vehicle and finds beer cans in it. Well, unless the doctor prescribed him a beer for his seizures, Oscar has been lying to the police officers. When questioned again, his answer doesn't change despite the evidence against him.
Listen, man. It's better to be honest. In our profession,
I took a lot of Benadryl.
listen, in our profession, you know it's best to be honest, right?
No, I know. Okay, I know. I took
Listen,
the Benadryls.
There is a open container of alcohol in your vehicle. Have you been drinking at all today?
No, that's maybe 3 days old.
Okay. I smell the alcohol coming from your breath.
Okay.
Are you willing to perform standard field sobriety exercises?
Okay.
You are?
No.
You don't want to do them?
No.
Okay.
At this point, the police officers are concerned and ask him if he needs EMS. He says he doesn't, and that he took 3 Benadryl pills 2 hours ago.
You're going into work, why would you take Benadryl, man? You know Benadryls make people sleepy. I was trying to go to sleep. You miss your shift?
Are you scheduled to work today?
Yeah.
You see where we're coming from, man? You're not making any sense.
No.
The officers are in disbelief, and as they further question Oscar, it's clear he has no idea where he is and what's been going on. They get him to take his vest off and load him up on the stretcher. They read him his rights and take his alcohol test, which amounts to 0.39, which is 5 times the legal limit. That gets him a ticket straight to jail. Donovan William Rojas. This is so far the worst example of a cop abusing his authority. This drunk cop, Donovan Rojas, drove 110 miles per hour, swerved all over the place, and barely missed other vehicles. The cops gave chase, and he tried outrunning them. Finally, when there was nowhere to run to, he stopped his car, and that's when the officers arrest him.
Yeah? I know that's what we're supposed to do, but unfortunately I can't do that. You're gonna tell me I go to Miami-Dade and I flee from the cops? I'm gonna walk home? Is that what you're telling me?
He got arrested, and in the car, he tried to convince the officer in charge to just let him go.
You know how many people are involved in this? Yeah, we are. And if I came to your county and I put you in this position,
I'll take you home.
you take me home? You take me home after your sergeant shows up on scene and everybody's got cameras?
This is what we do, baby. We take care of you.
Yeah? I know that's what we're supposed to do, but unfortunately I can't do that.
An officer sat him down to take the breathalyzer test and asked for his details. He refused to do anything and just told the officer to call the PBDA. The officer informed him he's allowed to do that only after he's done with answering the questions. The officer read him his crimes, and Donovan was shocked that it mentioned fleeing.
DUI?
Fleeing?
Fleeing.
Brother, really? I pulled over.
Oh man, you pulled over after almost 5 miles.
Really? I didn't even notice you, bro. And I'm sorry about that, but like, I pulled over as soon as I noticed you. That's crazy.
Oh man, you know I want to talk to you.
The police officer had a no-nonsense attitude towards Donovan, especially when he asked if he could call his legal team. The officer explains that since he isn't asking Donovan any questions, he doesn't need a legal team. He argues about calling PBDA and the fact that the officer called this a fleeing case.
I promise, but I don't have any doubt that they'll let you out.
What are you talking about? Fleeing, brother? Really? That's crazy, brother.
But this isn't where he stops. Despite the officer's warning that he didn't want to listen to any sort of accusations, Donovan went ahead and whined to the officer that if it were him in the officer's place, he would have never done this to him. He also accused the officer of ruining his career.
I never fled.
Okay.
Nigga, I would never do this.
Okay.
Do that. Missing me in the eye, like whatever. But fleeing, really, what the fuck is that? That's literally like, you trying to launch me, bro. Brother, literally, that's doing me dirty, bro.
Boss man,
I get your job, whatever it is, what it is.
3 cop cars behind you They literally lit you up right next to you. They lit you up next to you. And you still kept going at 111.
I pulled
Next
over.
to you. Next to you.
And I pulled over, right?
No, bro. No, you didn't pull over. You went for another 3 miles.
And what's 3 miles later? Like right there, right? I literally saw that next turn. Boom, pulled over.
Listen. Cállate. No digas más nada.
But I literally pulled over,
don't say
bro.
anything else,
I literally pulled over.
Don't say anything else.
As soon as I saw the red and blues, pulled over. That's it. That's all.
All right.
In the end, the officer read him his rights and asked him if he wanted to refuse or comply with the breath test.
I know you want legal advice, but I gotta remind you. Right now, your right to an attorney doesn't attach when it comes to the breath test. You already consented to the breath test when you got a Florida driver's license. You know that. So all I gotta do is read this to you and you make a decision as a big boy knowing your agency's policies and these consequences, okay? Tell me what you want to do. Refuse? Okay. I'm gonna ask you one more time when the instrument's ready. And I'll just mark it as a refusal. Okay.
Well, that basically confirmed his guilt. Donovan tried his best to try and get out of the situation using his status as a cop, but the cop who booked him was no crook. Well, there you have it. From the defenders of law to its breakers, it's quite the twist when the tables turn. Corrupt cops facing justice from their own ranks sure brings drama like no other. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these we'd love to hear your thoughts on.
Okay. Thanks for watching. If I liked the video, hope y'all give me a like, probably subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm heading out. Peace.